Today I'm going to be playing MCParks again, and I'm at Epcot again. I'm going to be doing the second part of the park called World Showcase. So I wasn't in this area last time. You might have known I ended up at the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Now I'm here. Oh, there's a mod. That World Showcase music is starting to play. Flower and Garden Festival decorations still up. I don't think it's still the Flower and Garden Festival actually, but World Showcase, yeah, it goes around a lagoon, and this is the lagoon. There are tons of replicas of different countries around the world, which are Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, US, Japan, Morocco, France, UK, and Canada. This area is just the entrance to World Showcase. This isn't a country. All these replicas of countries surround the lagoon. And the way I go, usually when I'm in the park in real life, is I go clockwise, which means Mexico is first. And this is a World Showcase shop. It's the main World Showcase shop. And then I did not go through this. I don't think this is in the World Showcase, but that building over there is the Odyssey Pavilion, or maybe it used to be called that. I don't know if it's still called that today. There's not much here. It was used for an attraction called Epcot Experience, which closed, I don't know when. It was a show of what was going to be coming to Epcot, and I don't know why they closed. Oh my god! Wait, this is blocked off. Wow. There's a shop in there. It's used for the Food and Wine Festival as well. But I did record this before. I had the settings all wrong, and I was actually able to go in here last time, but now it's closed off. And some bathrooms here, which there are a lot of people are over here using them, especially during the Food and Wine Festival. This is Mexico now. First thing here is a quick service restaurant called La Cantina, which has a great view over the lagoon. And then you got some margaritas at Choza de Margarita. Oh, I don't know if I could pronounce that with the correct accent, but. And then this is La Hacienda. It's a sit-down restaurant. And I don't go to this restaurant, but I might in the future. And it's actually connected to La Cantina. Or this might be a cast member only area. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the main attraction of this pavilion is this pyramid over here, with an attraction called the Grand Fiesta Tour. So in this pyramid, there's Day of the Dead statues in the front. Then you also got a shopping area that looks like it's nighttime. And they just made it look like it's nighttime in here. They did a good job with it. It's really nice in here. But this front area is a shop. They got some tequila somewhere over here. Yeah, here, La Cava del Tequila. And then this is the restaurant I usually eat at in this pavilion, which is called San Angel Inn. You get a good view of the boat ride, which I'm about to go through, which is the Grand Fiesta Tour. And they do glass blowing in here somewhere. I don't know what this is. I go in the shop a lot, this glass blowing. Now I'm going to be going on the Grand Fiesta Tour, which is one out of the 3 attractions in the World Showcase. And the other ones being in Norway and France, and I'll get to that later on. Spawn a Fiesta boat. Nice. And then in this ride, there are 3 characters, Panchito, Donald Duck, and Jose Carioca, as it says right here. This ride from 1982 to 2007 was El Rio del Tiempo. Very similar to this, except it was more traditional Mexico, not these characters. And then over here is a fake volcano, and then a mini Chichen Itza, I believe. Some sort of pyramid. Over here you can see the San Angel restaurant from before. You know, there was only like a 3 or 4 month transformation between El Rio del Tiempo and Grand Fiesta Tour. So a lot of things are the same. This attraction is heavily projection based. Like, I think El Rio del Tiempo is also projection based. And there's some animatronics at the end. And there's no audio here for some reason. I guess we're not getting the audio from this area. But here we go. We're entering the show scenes. And this shows projections of places throughout Mexico, but then also the characters that I was talking about. And this attraction, basically Donald gets lost, and then Jose Carioca and Panchito are looking for him. These are really cool effect. I don't really know how Donald gets lost. I don't know if it says any of that. They're supposed to do a show and they can't find him, I believe. That's Chichen Itza, I believe, that Donald fell from. This is, I think, supposed to be a boat, like a canoe. Yeah, I think so, because look at that. And this area, it looks like it's a small world, right? It's mostly the same as in El Rio del Tiempo, except this Donald Piñata was a generic piñata. Obviously the music was different. and different projections and a few other things I'll talk about towards the end because there's a lot of changes at the end from the rides. There's a rumor that this will become Coco. I really hope not because they're gonna keep making it less like Mexico. I mean, it's not. It's kind of like Mexico, you know. I think this is the Pacific coast of Mexico, so they show places in Mexico, which is nice. That might be Acapulco, if you know where that is. But I can't be too sure. It could be some other beach town or beach city. Oh, there they are. They're right there. This is a party scene. And I think this is where they finally find Donald. Look, they're capturing him right there. And then this is where the real changes come in from El Rio del Tiempo to Grand Fiesta Tour. There are going to be fireworks up here. I don't know why they're not appearing. Oh, there they are. So these were a lot louder on El Rio del Tiempo. And this was a carousel instead of a stage, as you see here. But there was actually a more recent change that happened here. This used to be a projection just like the other show scenes, but now it's kind of unique. I believe these characters are from Tokyo Disneyland. I think they might be from Magic Kingdom originally, but then they went to Tokyo and they came back here. And then all this is over here is just a map of Mexico, and then the characters saying goodbye, including Donald's Hasta la vista. Right there, yeah. That goodbye, yeah, translation. I think a lot of people know what that means. I think it's see you later. I don't know much Spanish. Viva Mexico. Yes, I've been to Mexico before, and I would like to make videos about it. Okay, and then this is the exit. Over here was where we entered in. And now, I think that's it for Mexico, I believe. We've done a lot of stuff here so far. Music here is really good too. And somewhere over here there's a Donald meet and greet, some shops. Here's the next pavilion, Norway. This is where the second attraction is. There's a frozen meet and greet in this area. I saw this had 4 hours at one point. Like, why would someone wait that long for a meet and greet? And these bathrooms have Danish architecture. But these were here before the rest of the pavilion. This was supposed to be a Denmark pavilion, I believe. This is the seating for my favorite bakery in Disney World. Kringla Bakery au Cafe. They have really good pastries here. Definitely recommend you try it out. Here's Akershus Banquet Hall, which is a buffet with Disney princesses. Has Norwegian food, I guess. I've never eaten here before, so if you have, tell me about it. There's some shops in here. And then, Frozen Ever After is the attraction. You might think, oh, this isn't Norwegian. I mean, Frozen takes place in Arendelle. I don't think it belongs here. That's very controversial. But they've sort of made things more Disney over time. This used to be an attraction called Maelstrom, which besides the trolls they had on the ride, was very much realistic to Norway. This has no references to Norway whatsoever, except for the animals. But that attraction, Maelstrom, closed 2014. Opened in 1988, I think shortly after the Norway Pavilion opened in 1988. Because not all of these pavilions opened in 1982. The Morocco Pavilion opened in 1984, and then this in 1988, as I said. Olaf's right there with the reindeer. But in Maelstrom, the beginning of the attraction is just like this eye that you're going towards. This whole thing. Just black with an eye in front. But you can kind of see what it's like over here. I see a name tag. That's a nickel neck. So the beginning of Maelstrom was quite boring, but the attraction did have a cool narrator. And then there's a snowflake. I think in Maelstrom, and you can watch comparison videos on YouTube, but this was the end of that first scene in Maelstrom. But I think that reindeer is Sven. Okay. I don't know who that is, that's on. Like how I did the mob heads. I hope I don't get a claim for this because the music playing. I hope it's quiet enough. Okay, in this, I think Elsa is trying to push you back down this backwards drop. But then Maelstrom, there's a troll that pushes you back. Don't remember what he says. Down the drop. Yeah, I just remember going on this for the first time. It was a disappointment. Barely know what's going on here. It's just not Norwegian. It's so Arendellian. I don't know. This music's much less cringy than the other music over there. But here you can see some little snowmen. And in Maelstrom, this was a hole, and you could see it from the outside. It kind of felt like you were going to fall down here, but in reality, you're going to go down here. There was a story behind this area in Maelstrom. I forgot. And bam! That's the last drop. And I don't know what happens in the Frozen ride, but I know what happens in the Maelstrom ride. So this was an oil rig. By the way, I've only been on Maelstrom a few times. This is the last scene for Frozen. On Maelstrom, once you unload, you'd be in a replica of a fishing village. And you would, in the earlier days of the attraction, you would have to go and watch a film called The Spirit of Norway. But in the later years, that film became optional to watch. But in this attraction, the unloading area and the loading area is the same room. But in Maelstrom, it was not. That was a lot of history for you all. So let's go to the next pavilion. I don't know if I went the wrong way. Yeah, this is where the hole was in Maelstrom. I'm not gonna try, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try to, I don't know, try to get through there somehow. Even though there's no hole nowadays. And this is just like an exhibit, like a Viking exhibit. That's all it is. So now, there's not a big gap between these two pavilions. This is China, as you can probably tell. And this is Nine Dragons restaurant. It's a sit-down restaurant. And I don't know how authentic the food is, so you can let me know in the comments if you've eaten here. I really do want to eat here. I'm getting so hungry thinking about it. Yeah. And then this is a quick service restaurant over here called the Lotus Blossom Cafe. And this is American Chinese food. This pavilion doesn't have a ride. Norway and Mexico had rides, and France is the only other one that has a ride. This one actually has a show called Reflections of China. In history, it was Wonders of China from 1982 to 2003, and they updated it and kept a similar. There was an actor reenacting Levi in both of them. Obviously, I mean, talking about similar things, but not exactly the same. But it needed updating because it was old. But this one does need updating now. They're going to make this Wonders China at some point, but they keep delaying the refurbishment and the new film. But they said it was going to have Milan in it and not the actor playing Levi, which I do not want at all. So honestly, delay this new film as late as possible. Eventually, this whole World Showcase, it won't be traditional. And this is the shop. It's nice vibes in here. And these buildings you can't go into. It's just for aesthetics, these buildings. And by the way, this Reflections of China building, this is a replica of the Temple of Heaven in Beijing, China. And there's some kiosks over here. And some more kiosks. And then this area is not a country. It's meant to look like Africa, but I think before Animal Kingdom this was called Africa Pavilion, but now it's the Outpost. But it does still look like Africa. But if they add a new country, they're planning to completely demolish this area. Now we are entering the Germany Pavilion. I think it's good, but it's more Bavarian. It's not really German. It's not Germany as a whole. It's more like Bavaria. You know if you've been there. They have some products with caramel in this shop called Caramel Kush. Don't know if I pronounced that right. Probably not. A Christmas shop. Pretty cool. I don't know what this is. Yeah, and there's a fountain. And then there's a buffet called Beer Garden. And just like the Pyramid in Mexico, it's made to look like it's nighttime. And they got a stage that has shows with people playing, I think, an accordion, but then some other instruments. And it looks like a bunch of half-timbered houses, like an Oktoberfest kind of area. This is where they have the food. But guess what, guys? I'm actually going to IRL Germany next month for vacation and also make some transport videos. So finally, anyone who's been waiting for those videos for so long, you guys are going to get those. I'm very excited about it, so hopefully that'll mean more subscribers. So I think there's like a teddy bear shop and some clocks. And there's no attraction here. There's supposed to be an attraction called Rhine River Cruise, which was canceled a long time ago. Next pavilion is Italy. This one doesn't have much, doesn't have an attraction, but it's supposed to have some gondola attraction. But it is a cool theme. It's very well designed. So the buildings are from many Italian cities. You know, Rome, Venice, some other cities, maybe even Florence, I don't know. And then one of these has like a bunch of masks in it. And some more shops. And then this restaurant's Tutto Italia. I only ate at it once when couldn't get a reservation because it was so packed in the park. Because I think this is a walk-in place. This is supposed to look like Trevi Fountain? Yeah. And then the restaurant I eat at here, Via Napoli. It's a pizzeria. It's amazing. Not just pizza, but Italian food. It's really good. I think it's better than Tutto Italia. If you go here in real life, you see it's amazing. And the music just adds to that. And then this building's in Venice. I forgot what it's called. Like Doge's Palace? I don't know. Now, the most cliche pavilion. It's not called the US Pavilion, it's the American Adventure. They have a restaurant, it's like Eagle. It used to be Liberty Inn, but it's called like Regal Eagle Steakhouse or something. And then there's some concerts here, which is very American. And then they also have the American Adventure attraction with another fountain. Okay, what's this restaurant really called? Yeah, it is the Regal Eagle Steakhouse. I don't think I've ever eaten here before. I did eat at the Liberty Inn when it was around. It's just burgers and other stuff like that. More emphasis on barbecue than Liberty Inn, I guess. This is cool, though. I don't think I'm going to be able to see the actual show. They have a bunch of flags. I don't think I'm going to be able to see the actual show because they just can't work it out in Minecraft. I don't really want to anyway. It's going to be a lot of time for the video. Somewhere they have like this seal, the US seal. And then the next pavilion, they have funnel cakes here too. I don't know why the music stopped. What happened? Okay, now, shave ice. This is Japan, you could probably tell. I want to go to this in real life. This is one of those countries I haven't been to in real life, so might as well go. It is very expensive to fly there. They do have a really cool shop called Mitsukoshi, I don't know. With a bunch of stuff. I think this is a stuffed animal area, and then they do have some candy at the back. This was supposed to have Mount Fuji coaster. Before that, there were plans for an attraction called Meet the World, I believe. This is the candy area I was talking about. And then, this is really cool. I think this was supposed to be the entrance to those attractions I was talking about. I believe they expanded the Mitsukoshi store in the time that Epcot's been open just because of the cancellation of all those attractions. I eat here actually quite a bit. It's quick service. With Japanese food, stuff like that. It's really cool when it's dark out here, though. I don't know if it's the best firework viewing. This is Mitsukoshi Restaurant, which is Teppanetto, which is hibachi, and then Tokyo Dining, which is sit down. I haven't eaten at Tokyo Dining or Teppanetto. Where is it? I think yeah, it's here. It's here. Cool place. And then this, I think that. Okay, let me show you. I think there's some decent firework viewing, but it could be crowded. Right here. Right here. So then, I think that's it for Japan. Next is Morocco, which is probably the most aesthetically pleasing pavilion. Like the king got a bunch of artisans to make this pavilion look the best. And up until very recently, this was sponsored by the Moroccan government. A restaurant here called the Spice Road Table. I've never eaten here. There are boats you can take to the entrance to World Showcase that we saw before. And then, what is this called? Oh, Tangerine Cafe? Never eaten here. Actually, I think I have. But you can see the style here. Like, they have some architecture reminiscent of the Blue City, I think called Chef Shaolin or something like that. And then they have some cool shops. It's really nice here. And also, forgot to mention, the cast members here are actually originally from the countries that they're working at. The replica countries. Restaurant Marrakesh. I think this is closed right now. It's been closed ever since the pandemic, which is really a shame because this was a good place to eat. They had belly dancers and, you know, people playing instruments. Felt like I was in Morocco, and I do plan to go to Morocco and vlog it in the future. I think that's about it. There's no attraction or no show in here. And they got some kiosks in between. And now this is France. You know I've been here, right? If you watch my transport videos, you know I've been to the IRL country. Le Chef de France. There you go. Which I've eaten here before. It's a sit-down restaurant. It's okay food. It's okay, but the Paris food is better, obviously. I wouldn't say the best food ever, but who knows, it might be. I haven't been to that many countries, but I will go to a lot more soon. Obviously, I haven't filmed every country I've been to. This is a show called, I think it's in French called Impressions de France, which is Impressions de France, as it's spelled. It's the only show from 1982, the park's opening. The exact same, so it's pretty old, but they show mostly historical sites, so honestly it's not that outdated besides maybe in Paris. And this is a shop which has a bakery that I think is the second best in Walt Disney World. I think it's called like Les Arts. I'm here a lot for the fireworks. Just happens. And then they got Artisans de Glace. Ice cream. Monsieur Paul. It's very fancy, this restaurant. They have a dress code. It's not too strict. I guess it's just no tank tops, no flip-flops, and some other stuff. The restrictions are not too overbearing. And back here is a new area, which is blocked off right now. And there's, so I guess I can't go on the last attraction that I was talking about, which is Ratatouille. Maybe I can. I can sneak through here and actually take a close look. When did this open? 2021, I believe? This restaurant, Crêperie de Paris. I eat here, especially recently. I've been eating here a lot on my recent Disney trips. But this really feels like Paris, except it's much less dirty. Gusto, that's just Ratatouille reference. I don't think Ratatouille is open, but we'll see. It's nice that we're able to get back here. It looks to be blocked off. Yeah. Yep, I think it's blocked off, but at least we're able to get over here. Yeah, I don't think it's open yet, which is really a shame. And this is the Disney Skyliner, which I will talk about in maybe the Hollywood Studios episode, I think. Okay, I think that's it for France, which is quite big pavilion now. There's a lot, and some kiosks. Now let's take this bridge across the imaginary English Channel. And that was Mexican music playing. I don't know, this feels out of place, but it's a transition between two pavilions. This is UK. You know, for my transfer videos, I've also been here as well. The real UK. This is obviously not what the UK looks like in its entirety. It's obviously just a replica of the most beautiful architecture. Yeah, in villages they do have this kind of architecture. This is a phone box. And some fish and chips at Yorkshire County Fish Shop. And then Rose and Crown, which I think is pretty good. Is it authentic, you might ask? I would say, yeah, a little bit. I think it's pretty authentic. But there's stuff they're obviously missing there. Some bathrooms. I don't know why I'm like showing you guys bathrooms. And they got some nice shops, with amazing British candy in one of them. They moved the British candy from over there to one of these shops. Back here was supposed to be Mary Poppins, but I guess they're not doing that. I guess that's scrapped. Well, you can see the fake Beatles doing some concerts over here. Now, the final pavilion, which is over here, is Canada. This does have a show. And I've been to Canada in real life. I just didn't make videos of it. It was before I made videos. So I plan to go back to make videos. And also in Disney World too. Not just the real countries. And these are the only shops of the pavilion up here, I think. Now let me go down to the restaurant they have here, because it's a very expensive restaurant. I eat there every time I'm in Disney World. This is a model of Butchart Gardens on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And this is Le Cellier. It used to be a buffet restaurant. It's now a sit-down restaurant. The food is very hearty. I used to get very full very fast over it, but now my metabolism is at a record high speed. So now it doesn't happen as much. That's just Kid Cut fun stuff. But over here is Canada Far and Wide, which is closed during the Food and Wine Festival. And that's why I hate the Food and Wine Festival, even though it's full of food, because they use this area for the Food and Wine Festival. This is Canada Far and Wide. This used to be O Canada. The original O Canada opened in 1982 with the park and closed in 2007. Yeah, I can't even get in to the show area. And the updated version of O Canada opened in 2007 and closed 2019. And then the new Canada show, Canada Far and Wide, opened in 2020. I mean, the second one was with Martin Short. The other one was with I don't know who the narrator was. Martin Short version, one from 2007 to 2019, put an emphasis on comedy. The newest one is a lot more informational. There's a lot of criticisms of all of them. The first one being more stereotypical, the second one not being true Canada that much. And the third one, I guess it's just more boring. I think that's about it for World Showcase. There's some more kiosks. And then I think there was a temporary Starbucks location here. And I think that's it for the video. Next episode, we'll be doing Hollywood Studios. Make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell and like the video as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.